What's up, guys? I hope everybody is having a good day. We are gonna do this like we've done the other couple breakdown videos. No questions will be answered. If you do have any questions, leave a comment and we will answer it at the end of the video or as soon as we can. Today's rig breakdown is gonna be the UTB Merge 18. So yeah, let's get into it. So here we have it. So if you do have a Axial UTB18, just really quickly, I want to tell you guys what you guys are able to use and transfer over to the UTB18 chassis, which in reality this rig ends up being like I don't know, I'm gonna say like a 12 scale after spill or a 16 scale. This does not compare in size to a TRX4M, not at all. So yeah, just really quickly before I take the cage off, I do want to let you guys know, to put the cage on, it's pretty simple. I did had to trim the cage. I will show you guys in a little bit. We're gonna try to do this video with as much information as possible. So right off the bat, I just want to go into the sliders for to slap on the capra cage. These are actually new. These will be on the website separately. When you do purchase this kit, it comes with these sliders right here. These I believe have 6 degrees or 8 degrees, I don't recall right now, but and then these are the ones for the capra cage. These do have, I believe, an 8 degree here, and it is raised, so it does give you a lot more clearance right here at the bottom. And the easiest part of cutting this cage is that you just cut it flat where the panel is at the bottom, and then it simply just rests on the slider. You can see here I can compress the shock completely, full turn, and it never touches, so the clearance is there. Also, when you do buy the kit, it comes with a pair left and a right kickoff slider, 3D printed skid plate. It has the indentation for the transmission. The transmission does get flipped 180 degrees. Just keep that in mind. It comes with 2 body mount braces. It comes with 3 60mm standoffs, aluminum, and then it does come with a electronics tray. And the holes are here simply if you want to run a small zip tie to zip tie your ESC, or if you want to mount your battery here with some double-sided tape, you can do that as well. So with this setup right here, I was running this J Concepts 116E Revo body, and you can see there I had a twist nut there, and then I had a twist nut here on the front and the hood, and that was simply done with putting a set screw or an M3 screw through here, and then a twist nut here at the top to hold the body down. So so this is what you do get when you do purchase the kit. I will be making a separate option if you do want to buy the sliders and this updated skid plate. So what we did here, you can see here, the skid plate is sunk down 3mm, and that allows the transmission to get lower to mount the interior I'm a big fan of running interiors. I don't like the motor being seen, and it's just me. So it does drop the transmission down 3 millimeters, and also allowing the weight of the motor and the transmission getting lower. The drive shaft angle also is better since it is dropped. Now the kit for mounting the existing capra cage will be a skid plate, a pair of sliders, and you can see here two hinges. So that will be the kit. If you do want to buy just this, if you already have a UTB Merge 18, like, I will put this as a separate listing, and then when you purchase the whole kit, I will put a separate option if you do want to buy it with this, or if you want to buy it with this. So with that being said, I will show you guys how this is mounted. So you can see here, it's simply mounted onto the chassis with the hinge here, and then you can see there it is mounted onto the tower, the shock tower position on the cage. So super simple. And then up front, initially what I did is I had a set screw coming up through this brace right here, and then one of our team members actually gave me the idea of just running I hope you guys can see it there. You guys can see it there. It's just a screw coming up, coming through the chassis, and then it holds, it mounts perfectly onto the plastic cage. You guys do have to drill this out, because I believe this is set for a 1.5 millimeter screw. So you do have to drill it out with a 1/8 inch. Oh, come on, focus. Well, this is an 1/8 inch drill bit. You do have to drill it out so that it fits. And also, before like I said before, I take this off, I do want to also let you guys know this is the VTEC bug body right here. This one was also mounted simply with the front brace and the U brace and the rear brace up front. You guys can see there I had a screw coming up through here, and then a twist nut as well. To put the interior in here, what I actually did, this is a bomber interior. I cut it really narrow. You guys can see there, it's super narrow. And then this back piece, somebody actually gave me this blanket right here, so I had to trim it. And if I flip this around, this is actually a 110 capra front hood. This is a hood, and then this I just glued on here with some Gorilla Glue. I don't have to do anything here because the transmission pushes once it sits on the transmission pushes the interior up, so it holds it in place. And you can see here, I just drilled 2 holes that are the 2 screws that hold the radiator. So yeah, so that's how I did it. And then I ran the other screw through here with a twist nut right there. So that's how the VTEC bug body was mounted onto the chassis, and the J Concepts body as well. So you guys can see here the capra cage is mounted, and I'm just simply gonna pull this out, and then it pops off, and then pull this out, and then it pops off, and then that's as much as the hinges open, because I have a brace right here at the end, but that is enough space to put the battery in. So I'm actually running this. I've been lazy to change out the plug on the actual ESC, but this is perfect. You know, you do have enough space just to drop it in there and, you know, plug your electronics in. This is a small 450 battery. Depending on how you run the rig, I usually get about 30 to 45 minutes on one pack. So that's plenty of time to run. And now let me remove the cage and I'll show you guys how I trimmed it real quick. So it's just one screw on each side and it's connected to the actual tower position. So that's it, and then this just pops off just like that. Really quickly, I'm going to show you guys how I cut it. You guys can see I trimmed off this piece right here. I trimmed off the piece that goes here that holds the stock electronics. Cut all this piece off right there, and then this piece comes down and connects to the bottom of here. And if you're careful enough and you cut this correctly, you just have to cut it flush to the existing side panel, and then that is pretty much, you know, what I cut in the back. And then I did cut all the plastic that goes here, and I just did that just to make the cage lighter. And then up front, I actually was able to leave the light pots right there, and then just cut as much plastic off as I could. So that's the cage, guys, and that's how I cut it. Simple. When I put the interior on, I did have to use an 1/8" spacer right here, so you guys can see it's raised a little bit, but it doesn't look bad. And then in the back, you can see there, I didn't screw in the screw all the way to the bottom. So it's something to keep in mind. Otherwise, if you don't put the screws in, the transmission will push your interior all the way to the top. So that's that for the cage. Moving on to the chassis. See, the hinges are here. I'm running 1.9 Enduro wheels. These were actually black when I purchased these, and the homie Red actually he deanodized these and polished these, so these look great now. Running HPI 1.9 HPI Rovers, and then in the rear I'm running a 3D printed foam, and then in the front I'm just running the stock foam. As far as shocks go, I'm running 80 millimeters in the work shocks. I'm running a medium spring in the rear, 80 millimeter shocks in the front with a soft spring in the front. As far as oil weight, I think on this rig, if I'm not mistaken, I'm running 20 weight all the way around. Moving to the front, before I go on to the center here where the transmission is, I'm running a RS 700 from NSD, and then I'm running our SOA mount, the same one that I'm using on the Empire build. This does mount. If you're gonna run this, you will have to drill the bottom plastic piece here out. I haven't upgraded these to aluminum or brass or anything. I'm still running the plastic ones. Just, you will have to drill this out with a 1/8" drill bit all the way across, and then just simply bolt on the plate here. You're set. You can run your battery here or your electronics. depending on how you're gonna set up your rig. So there it is. And then here up front, I'm running deluxe. I'm running the deluxe CVDs. I'm running the deluxe knuckles, and then the deluxe outer portal covers as well. This works great right here. This is pretty much after installing these, you do not need weights on the wheels. If you run, you know, the brass ring, this should be more than enough. It's my setup for my shocks. This is done on 90% of my rigs. I run a 1/4 inch spacer here on the outside of the shock, and this is just to give me a little bit of angle. Then I run an 1/8 inch spacer on the top, and that gives me the angle I want, so that the shock does not rub on the frame or anything like that. I did cut right here, and this is gonna be the actual shock has to mount here on the inside, so I cut the outside right here and then just pushed it out to that position where, like I said, this is how I like to run it, and I don't care about cutting the plastic there. It doesn't affect it in any sort of way. So yeah, in the rear, here's a little bit clearer. I did the same thing. You guys can see here, I cut it right there. That's exactly where the plastic is, right there. So it's also pushed out, and then also have an 1/8 inch space right here on the top. The frame is braced with two 60mm aluminum braces in the rear, and then one up front, and we got the chassis brace to brace up the front of the chassis. This also comes with an extra brace that would go here. Like I said, it would mount here. You can put it in whatever position you guys want, and this is if you guys are running a body like this or like the Bug. Moving on to electronics, we are running a VTEC ESC, and then we are running a deluxe stumpy motor. And you guys can see here, this has the drop down skid. You guys, let me see if I can get a position there. Guys, it's hard to tell, but this is dropped 3mm. The transmission is sunk in 3mm. We have no issues with the motor rubbing on the on the frame. Clears perfectly. No issues rubbing on the on the upper link or anything like that. Everything is clear here. So you guys can see there, everything is smooth. There you go. And then here is the electronics tray. This one's gray because this was one of the prototypes, but it will be black when you order it. Transmission is flipped 180 degrees, like I mentioned, so now the motor is facing forward, which will give you a better weight bias. You do want the motor facing forward. On the bottom, I'm running the Mias links, and then the drive shafts as well. These are also Mias. Only modification that I did to this, and this was just to give it a little bit more length, was I did use the Traxxas extended rod ends on the lower link, in the front and in the back, and then on the upper link I also used the Traxxas extended rod end, and this was just on one side. I didn't use it on both sides. It was just on the back side. I'm not running a link riser. I'm just running it stock. I've had no problems. This rig performs great. So yeah, guys, this is the breakdown of the UTB Merge 18. If I did leave anything out, like I said, please leave a comment and I will get back to you guys and answer your questions, as soon as I can. So yeah, I hope you guys liked the video, and we'll see you guys on the next one.